welcome back to Science Wrap. Yes, I know we're already 2 months into 2018, yes, not 2017. We're already 2 months into 2018 and I haven't yet made a video for you guys. So I guess in that spirit and in the spirit of looking forward into 2018, I thought I would do a video about some of the predictions and some of the things we can look forward to in terms of science this year. So the first thing to watch out for in 2018 are the different space missions that are happening. India is going to have its first moon landing later this year in March, so actually coming up really soon. And then China are planning to launch their orbiter into space with plans to land on the far side of the moon next year. Now, no country has actually landed on the far side of the moon before. They've all landed on the side that's closest to Earth. The other big area of research is all around exoplanets. So those are planets that orbit a star other than our sun, so they lie outside our solar system. The big mission this year is going to be TESS, the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite. That's due to be launched in April. The second thing I think we should watch out for in 2018 is all around science activism. So in the current climate where there are some nations that don't believe in science or evidence-based decision making, I think we're going to see a lot more people rise up, protest for science. So I think we're going to see the March for Science happening again. And also I guess tying into that is the whole Me Too movement. The third sort of subcategory under this heading is all around how science is funded. So here in Canada, Pearl just recently got their funding renewed, but it wasn't until a whole bunch of people protested for it and really lobbied and pushed the government for that renewed funding that it kind of happened. So one, either lobbying for more science funding, or two, I think we're going to see an increase in the number of people who are going to crowdsourcing. Thing number 3 to watch out for in 2018 is the Large Hadron Collider. They're planning on building a new Large Hadron Collider. It's going to have a different name and it's going to be about 4 times as big. At the moment it's about 26 kilometers in circumference and this new one is going to be 80 to 100 kilometers. Scientists are developing it at the moment and they plan to unveil a preliminary design a little bit later on this year. Okay, fourth thing to be aware of in 2018, and that is CRISPR. Now, we heard a lot about this last year. For those of you that don't know, CRISPR is a molecular technique to precisely cut DNA or RNA. It's sometimes also known as molecular scissors. Most of what we talked about and what we heard was sort of the advent of CRISPR, what is it, how does it work, and a lot of that was in the lab. This year, I think we're going to see a shift from the lab to the clinic and start to talk about some of the applications of this technology. China already are investigating how to use CRISPR to modify T cells for the treatment of cancer. And in the US, they're looking at treating a particular type of muscular dystrophy by cutting out the disease-causing sections of DNA. The other application, of course, is with genetically modified organisms in terms of food crops. And actually last week there was a review paper that came out that talked about how genetically modified crops had higher yields and produced fewer toxins. So that might be kind of a push in the GMO direction. Finally, and this isn't a huge one, it's not under a lot of discussion I would say, but I think is going to be interesting nonetheless to look out for this year. And that is all around cell phone use in teenagers and smartphone use, social media, and the effects of that on the teenage brain. Generally, this is very generally, what seems to be the case is that social media and cell phones just kind of amplify the life of a person. So if they're already a little bit socially withdrawn, they're going to kind of be like that online. If they're already quite outgoing and sociable, then social media is a great tool to connect with other people. But it'll be interesting to see if we could do maybe some brain imaging studies, maybe some experimental studies, and disentangle that a little bit further. Okay, those are my thoughts on some of the science news and science developments to look out for in 2018. So what do you guys think? Was there anything obvious or glaring that I've missed out? Anything that you would like to see more of in 2018? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!